Minor Incidents, Episode 3, covering Major Crimes, Episode 3 in Season 2, titled Under the Influence. Hallelujah.
She's been wanting to say that for like an hour.
Case itself was about this. A Mexican cartel dude, which I don't really think he was in the cartel, they were just doing favors for the cartel, whose mother was like all up in his stuff, and who had him drive this car point A to point B, and they ended up finding like a crap ton of heroin in it. There's like over $3 million of heroin in this car. Sub-story was about Rusty writing a paper about what influenced him the most. And we had Hobbs back.
Hobbs is back.
Hobbs, hallelujah.
Hobbs is back.
Hobbs is back. We had no Rios. Everything was nice and calm and cool, and oh, I was so happy. And we didn't have any of the stupid flirting between
Rios
and Sanchez, but we had flirting. Sanchez, this was a banger episode for him.
It was. He was the main focus of this episode. He was on fire.
I was terrified.
Not like him screaming in my face.
All up in that guy's face. The guy, they pulled him over. There was a car chase. They pulled the guy over, and he's covered in blood. And they're all like, whose blood is this? What is happening? You know, all the questions that a detective should ask. I didn't like that part. That was probably the only part.
It was like, it dragged on for, I think, longer than it could have.
Itself, yeah. The case itself did, of why this guy had blood on him. That part dragged on, I think. But the sub-story was about mothers.
Mothers. All different kinds of
bad
mothers.
Good mothers, and Sharon Rader.
And Sharon Rader, who is a mother, but not Rusty's mother.
Not Rusty's mother. Hal, who was paired up with Sanchez for a lot of this episode.
It was good.
You don't usually see Tal and Sanchez together.
No, I like that pairing.
Yes, they really worked well together.
Sanchez is usually with Sykes.
Sanchez is usually with Sykes, and we usually see Tal with Buzz because they're kind of media dudes, and that's what they do.
They're nerds.
But I mean, we saw Buzz and Tal together too, but it was mostly Tal and Sanchez.
I liked it.
We also saw this guest star, played by Ben Feldman, named Jason, who was a television show producer, writing episodes for this TV show he does, that I think Tal watched because he mentioned it was season, something he mentioned was
It's like from a second episode
of something he watched. So that was kind of, and at first I was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna be so annoying, but then I ended up liking him, and this is why I liked him, because he really liked Amy. He really liked Sykes, and I thought they were so cute together. Because their flirting was a lot less obnoxious and in your face as compared to Rios and Sanchez. They were really cute together.
They were cute.
I would love for them to have him back because I thought they were that cute. I would love for them to.
It was sweet.
It was very sweet and innocent, and she was just like so dorky and like geeky about him flirting with her, and Rusty was his wingman. I thought that was funny. What is your boyfriend going to say about it? Rusty, I don't have a boyfriend. Wingman. There was no Taylor in this episode.
Taylor.
Which, even though I've kind of gotten to like him this
Taylor
season.
this season.
Yeah.
Morales this week.
This episode. But we had
him back. Isn't he a regular?
He is. An irregular regular. Flynn is still on his diet.
He's doing a different cleanse now. Boy needs to slow down.
He did like Provenza's crack about his being a science project. Go eat a hot dog.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
That was funny.
Sharon and Rusty.
Oh yeah,
she's like full blown mom on him.
She's full blown mom. And Jason made a couple cracks. Isn't that your mom? Like, why would you write your paper on your mom?
Are you sure she's not your mom?
Rusty had to write a paper about who influenced him the most, and he wrote a really crappy paper
about himself.
Saying he influenced himself the most. They were like, "Oh my god, this is terrible." And Sharon's like, "You need to follow what your teacher told you, or I'm going to take everything from you." Essentially,
like, you can't take it.
She's like, "I paid for it." Yeah. And the guy's like, "Why don't you write your paper on your mom?" And they both look at him like, "Say what?" It's not my mom.
I think she was just trying to get him to actually write a paper about his actual mom. Because she said that influences aren't always good.
Right. And then we saw her be totally bitch face this episode.
Oh my god, total bitch face the entire time. It was amazing.
The excitement she showed over the, what was the attorney that came in? She caught that she said
his father was with the LAPD.
Right. She thinks Sharon worked with his father.
Yeah.
I think
That's
other
what I
things.
think. She always thinks other things, but I think he was actually like, she worked with his dad. Yes.
The woman with the son.
Yes. But she was actually like the ringleader. I thought that she was the one orchestrating the entire pony show.
Pony show was working for the Mexican cartel, and they were going to extradite her son. Now this is essentially meaning certain death. Like he is going to get to Mexico and they're going to shoot him on the airport.
Yeah, that's why the mother was screaming, "They're going to kill me!" when they were arresting her.
But yeah, in the murder room, the interview room, she was like, "Well, let him go." Like she could give two single.
She was throwing him under that bus.
She was throwing him so far under that bus. She could care less about him or his life. And Sharon was thoroughly disgusted with her because she knew what it meant. Everybody in that room knew what it meant.
I think she was just like shocked that any mother could like throw their child under a bus like that.
Exactly.
Like, usually you want to fight for them like tooth and nail,
and essentially there were parallels between that and Rusty. If you notice that,
that's why I said this episode is like about
mothers. Her son under the bus for what? Drugs. And Rusty's mother threw him under the bus for what?
Drugs.
Look how that goes together. Rusty rewrote his paper. Jason helped him the first time, and he wrote it about Sharon. Sharon's like, "You didn't write this. I know you didn't write this." We made him rewrite it in his own writing, and it was a fantastic paper.
That's when I think, wasn't that when she told him that influences aren't always good?
Yes, and he wrote the paper on his own mother. Got the last scene, which was Sharon all comfy at home,
and her hair all disarray,
and I thought it was totally adorable.
It was.
Okay, now things we didn't like about this episode.
I just didn't like the general plot line. It could have been stronger. It could have been done differently to make it more interesting. I thought the beginning was way too long, like the whole police chase with
that.
Jason in the back. Those Sanchez and Tal were pretty funny with him.
Yeah. Well,
I just
Sanchez especially.
Overall, didn't like the plot.
The main.
I think
plot
it went in the wrong
case.
direction, and it could have gone differently.
Yeah, subplot I thought was a lot more interesting.
Yeah,
than the
it
main
was
plot.
more interesting than the main plot.
That should not
it's
be
bad
the case.
when the subplot's better.
The thing I didn't like is why the only places we see Sharon Rader these past 3 episodes has been in the office or at home. There has never. She has not at a crime scene. She is not at a secondary crime scene. She has not left the office or the house. Why? Is there a reason?
I think it's because she's trying to keep more of an eye out for Rusty. It's not that she doesn't trust anyone. I think she's just trying to focus mainly on like Rusty and stuff going on in the office. But she needs to go to a crime scene.
I want her to be at a crime scene. Ratings. What do you give this episode out of 10?
I give it a 7.
Ooh, damn.
I give it a 7 just because of the whole main plot. I thought it was, yeah.
See, I like this episode more than I like last week's episode, which is weird.
She likes drugs.
I could see how people wouldn't like it. I give it maybe an 8 or 8.5. I think an 8.
You gave it an 8. You gave last week's episode an 8.5, and you just gave this week's episode an 8.
Well, then I want 8.75. Oh, watch out! Because I really like the subplot of Rusty and Sharon.
I liked the subplot. I just didn't like
the main plot. Was just not there this episode. I loved Amy and Jason together. I loved the lack of Rios. I loved the return of Hobbs.
Yes,
Hobbs was the main point.
Say it again.
Hobbs, hallelujah. Other than that, what's going on? Nothing memorable. I would say.
Nothing really.
Any predictions?
No. Just so thrown off.
We saw Flynn blowing off a bag of chips from his desk, which means he hasn't eaten
food.
He hasn't been eating solid food, and he's been on these crash diets with cleanses, and
something might be going on there. Something.
I'm sticking with my original prediction from last week.
Storms of Bruin.
Still gonna have a heart attack. Next episode, we get a Flynn and Prevents episode. I'm so excited. We always want to see how Sharon would react to them. We've seen only hope that we'll see a lot of it this time around. There was no sticker this week.
No sticker.
There was no sticker this week.
Her rating is terrible.
So there was no sticker this week from Get Glue. Join us for episode 4
Eyewitness
of Major Crimes called Eyewitness.
Oh.
What are we witnessing?
Hobbs
find out together.
So Nile starts tomorrow.
So you'll see us tomorrow again.
Lucky you guys.
You guys are so damn lucky. People wait at our door to see us. No one waits at our door to see anyone.
It's really red. Okay, I'm done. But
You've been massaging baboon ass.
No.
So then we also
Let's wait till she's distracted and make faces into the camera, contradicting what she's saying.
I don't know what you're talking about. She was throwing her son under the bus for what? Under the bus. She was throwing. Go.
I
Well,
didn't think
listen
it
to
was
all
as
those
good.
things. Shut up. Go suck ducks.
Thank you.
Or bite my hat. Both of those things. Bite my hat while sucking ducks.
I don't think I can do two things at once.
I don't know. You know how I feel about stickers.
She was sobbing on the floor.
I am still
If anyone follows us
not completely healed.
on a different site, I posted a picture of her sobbing about no stickers. It was
So
kind of
upsetting.
depressing. I had to